Hey guys, welcome to the Snowboard Guide. Today we're checking out the 2026 Outer Space Living by Capita Snowboards. So this here is the 2026 Outer Space Living by Capita Snowboards. I have been riding it in the 158, but Capita do the Outer Space Living in a variety of sizes. I believe it starts in a 148 and it goes through to a 161 wide. I have been riding over the 158 and looking over it. It's a directional twin, so it's set back half an inch. It's 158 long. I believe the waist width is 25.4. Nose and tail widths are identical at 29.7. And I ride a size 10 boot, and this is a medium union force binding, and they felt fine. No heel toe drag, no dramas. Probably wouldn't be too much bigger than like 10.5 or 11 before you start looking at a wide board. But the regular 158 felt really good for size 10 boot. They say this is a resort board, and it is slightly set back with a 0.5 inch directional sort of shape. What is kind of cool flipping over the Outer Space Living is it has positive camber through the inserts, your regular camber, but then it has reverse camber from the inserts through to the natural nose and tail rise. So what that does, it gives you that feeling you like of natural camber. You can push the board and it will kind of come out of turns. You know, it's quite aggressive and it's really nice to ride, but that reverse camber is going to be really good across the whole resort, in pow, in slush and stuff like that, just to make a bit of ease to ride. And I must say, my favorite boards are the ones that you jump on and they're easy to ride from like your first run and your first day. There's no real like adjustment period or anything like that. And the Outer Space Living did absolutely that. You would have been watching a few of our reviews now. You would have been seeing a bit of a fan for a park board. You know, we'll have a review soon of the DOA. We had like the Bird and Blossom, Arbor Metal Machine, different kind of park boards. And they're awesome. Because in Australia, we're riding pretty marginal conditions, side hits, groomers, not much power, and they do absolutely everything. But they do have the limitations when you go outside of the park. What I really enjoyed about the Outer Space Living was it kind of did everything that a lot of those boards did in the park. You know, it locked into rails, it light jumping, it stomped landings, was easy to rotate, really easy to ride. But around the whole resort, it was super awesome. We didn't get any power days. It was late season Australia, so we're riding some pretty hot slush. But what it was good, I think, with that reverse camber, we get some pretty hot, deep slush at the end of the day, and we can end up with like big waist-high slush moguls, and the thing just like powered above them, and it was just super easy to ride. There was no adjustment, wasn't too aggressive, so it probably really would work for anyone from like a beginner kind of intermediate, wanting something they can ride across the whole resort and in the park, through to intermediate advanced snowboarder. You're probably not watching snowboard reviews if you're an advanced snowboarder, but if you're looking for something, the thing can do absolutely everything. You know, while it's great to have like a park board and a power board, not everyone can get multiple boards, and they are looking for one board across the whole resort. So the Outer Space Living was absolutely epic. So if you're looking for a whole resort board, you're looking at like Bird and Customs and stuff like that, I'd probably check out the Outer Space Living in that same kind of conversation. On the Outer Space Living, we checked out the Union Force. These have been a bit of a staple for me. I've really enjoyed them. Simple binding, great response, great hold, not too stiff, not too soft. They work really well with my boots. I can't complain about them. Straps feel good. Actually, the more I've kind of used them, I feel like the toe cap has kind of like started to soften, which has been nice, kind of wraps around my toe a bit better. And I just absolutely love them. You know, Union have an amazing range of really good bindings. The Force kind of sit in the middle there. They do everything. So it's the riding that I'm doing around the resort and in the park. Yeah, the Force absolutely epic and definitely worth checking out. Overall, the Outer Space Living was absolutely epic. Like I said, I really like my park boards, but the idea of having one board that can go everywhere, you know, if I wake up, I'm on holidays or I'm traveling or whatever, and there's like 20 centimeters of power, the Outer Space Living will be fine in power. It's a slightly directional shape, and you can kind of move your binding stance to give yourself a bit more nose in that, and it'll be no drama. The recommended stance width on this is 22 inches. I jammed my back foot just back one insert to get my 22.5. But I think if I was on a deep power day or something, I could go back like an insert on each to give myself a little bit more nose, and the thing would perform really, really well. Like I said, the camber feels really natural, gives the board like a nice kind of responsive feel without being too aggressive. But that reverse camber from the inserts through the nose gives it really nice float and just makes it really, really easy to ride. Overall, absolutely love the Outerspace Living. I want to thank the guys at Capita Australia for the opportunity to check it out, and hopefully you get a chance to check one out too. Thank you so much for watching.